This week, we're going to take a look at two platforming titles where you take the role of a radish.
What the heck?
Oh my gosh.
Howdy folks, and welcome to Being Farm Gaming.
And this is our review of... It's Dadish! I'd like to thank the publisher for providing me a review copy of the game prior to its release. It was developed by...
Thomas K. Junga.
And it was published by... Thomas K. Junga. Way to go on self-publishing. Dadish was released on October 26th for the price of $9.99, but then Thomas said, hey!
Why don't we release the second one too?
And so they did for another $9.99. And welcome to the wonderful world of Dadish, where you take the role of a radish who just so happens to have a bunch of baby radishes, and therefore, wait for it, you're a Dadish. Dadish, get it? Dadish?
Got it!
That's funny. Come on now. Okay, yeah, so the theme isn't overly serious on this one, nor does it really need to be. The whimsical playstyle and character design is displayed all throughout your playthrough. The storyline is the old telltale, kids have gone missing from the vegetable patch and it's up to you to rescue them.
As if that isn't an exact match for a platforming trope.
Explore an exciting world, face off with fast food themed foes, and reunite Dadish with his missing children in this challenging platforming adventure. Okay, so we've got a standard pixel art platformers. Yes, but honestly, if you're still watching this far into the review, the basic graphics aren't going to scare you off. Either that or you're waiting for me to do something goofy. Nice! Your radish character is cute, responsive, and fairly accurate. Although I swear landing on the tiny ledge next to the spikes was darn near impossible with my fat thumbs. And the gameplay is simple enough to pick up and play that my 8-year-old wanted to give it a try. Yet difficult that my wife kept shooting me the looks as I grunted and groaned in my own failure to successfully navigate these levels.
That's so annoying.
And speaking of levels, the level design here is on point. Mr. Young has had to have poured hundreds of hours into playing this sucker due to the impeccable timing of the enemy AI, put me into darn near controller breaking rage fits, enough to go ahead and reward Dadish 1 the Brainbuster Award.
Mr. Brainbuster.
It's not that the puzzles were overly hard. I could see exactly where I need to go and what I need to do. It's just more the game is about timing and learning the level layout. But most of the time it was my rhythm, or lack thereof, that kept me respawning to checkpoints and attempting to do my run again and learn the next hurdle that I'd failed to successfully predict. Dadish 1 eventually got the best of me, so I decided to try my hand with Dadish 2. Dadish 2 is much of the same as the first game, with a small twist in the storyline.
He's a dad. He's a radish. He's back in his biggest adventure yet.
After an impromptu bring your kids to work day goes awry, Dadish sets off to find his missing children once again. Along the way, he'll wade through swamps, ride rockets, climb a big tree, and even visit outer space! It's up to you to help reunite Dadish with his missing children in charming and challenging platforming adventure. Okay, yeah, so more of the same, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I actually found myself enjoying running through the obstacles and repeating several levels, just going back to ensure that I found all those off-the-path stars. The basic formula works well here, and I actually found Dadish 2 to be more playable and easier than Dadish 1. The TA ratios even reflect this as shown below. The level bosses have the telltale repeated attack patterns that you'll quickly find an exploit for and repeatedly poke until they explode in a glorious flurry of smaller vegetables. Although some of the mechanics are comparable to games like Super Meat Boy, Dadish definitely stand on its own laurels. If anything, maybe on the bit of the short side for the $10 retail price. I found the worlds to be bright, colorful, and the characters to be fun and full of snarky humor that acted as a small reward for finishing each level. If you watch my channel much, you'll know I typically skip the text, so I'll tip my hat. Good job, partner. To Mr. Young's writing style on this one. As the levels progress, new enemy types are introduced and new level mechanics come into play, keeping the worlds fresh and push the player towards the anticipation of seeing what the next world's going to look like.
Ooh, what's the next world going to look like?
In the end, there's nothing here that hasn't been done before. I would have liked to see more love given to the game with maybe some player rewards like secret areas, Easter eggs, power-ups, or special rewards outside of the straight path through the worlds. I wasn't able to obtain the completion on either one of these games before the time of this writing of the review, but I'm definitely planning on circling back to collect the rest of my missing stars and beat both these games on the hard setting. It's not very often I give high rating to silly pixel platformers, but Dadish left the farm with 4 beans out of 5. Yep, well, that wraps up that review right there. Here's some notes I took. Where I put the keys to the truck. So, you know, we make these new review videos every week, so if you're an indie developer or there's something you want to see Harvest Moon! Besides Harvest Moon, or Call of Pooty, let us know your thoughts and recommendations in the comments down below. Be sure to visit again next week
As we continue to take humorous stabs at some of the industry's new and upcoming titles.
Downstairs.
Stay safe out there. We'll see you next time on The Fog.